Oh, it's me, Mario!
Hey, what's up guys, me Gapester here from Gapester's Life, and today I have a juicy, embarrassing story about the first time I got to fist fight with another kid. Well, I'm not gonna review who won or lost because, you wanna know who lost, who won? Keep listening. So I pretty much got into a fight with another kid. I have a picture, because I got a black eye during it, but I'll save it towards the end of the video, so if you really want to see it, you're gonna have to watch it. Even though you're probably just gonna skip through just to see the picture, screenshot, and make memes of it, but you know what, it's whatever. So this takes place in 7th grade with 7th grade Gapester. Shit.
What's going on, guys? Gabe here from Gapester Vlogs.
Yeah, he was a bit more of a pussy back then, which I still am now, kind of, but not as much as before. Still am. But anyway, there was this kid in my 5th hour, civics, which is a social studies class. We'll call the kid Antonio, and the teacher's name, Miss K. Just a quick little description on her. I really love this teacher. She's the best I ever had. She's super nice, and she would do anything to help your grade. Or you can also go to her for problems, which I really miss her. So Antonio's one of these rich assholes in my grade at the time. He would love to flex his money, show off his gold watches, and all the shit he has. He's pretty much in the popular kids league, which I was a nobody back then, and nobody would really talk to me much, which would make me an easy target for him to pick on me. So every day in class, we would always argue about the most stupidest shit. I don't remember half the shit we argued about, but it was stupid as fuck. Whenever I raised my hand to go to the bathroom, he would say something like, "Oh, Gabe wet himself," or something like that. And whenever I raised my hand, and to answer a question, I get it wrong, he would say something like, "That question's for smart people, not retards." He did call me retard at some point. I just don't remember how he did it, but he did. Well, when I tried talking to a girl, like asking to borrow a pencil or something, he would say dumb shit like, "Ew, you'll get a disease if you talk to him," or "Shut up, you're scaring the chicks away." Something like that. Sometimes he would push me into the classroom or outside the classroom if I was in front of him. Some people would laugh at it, which is like fucking terrible. Until this one day, September 14, 2016, was the day I had enough of him. I couldn't take his shit anymore. So when he pushed me outside the class, I pushed him back. And he said, "Push me again, I'm gonna punch you in the face." And he pushed me back, which almost made me lose my footing. And I just got super mad, and I pushed him harder, and he fell into a locker. And he gets in front of me, gets me in a headlock, and starts punching me in the face. I was wearing glasses at the time, so it kind of protected me for the first few hits. And then they got knocked off. And I was exposed to like 7 more punches. I could recall at least 10 punches or more. And then when he was done, he pushed me to the floor. Well, not to the floor, I kind of fell by myself. But he pushed me away, and then he walked away. As for me, everything was like colorful and dizzy, as if I was high or something. I was tumbling, and I collapsed to the floor, like Godzilla did in Godzilla vs. Biollante. And what made it even worse was that my crush I had at the time was right there. She was going to the same class. It was like next period though. We had the same class, but just a different period. But she saw the whole fucking thing. Looked scared. Not only I got my ass beat, I got my ass kicked in front of my crush. And I pretty much fell asleep. And this is pretty much how getting knocked out is like. Or what it's like. I hear people going, "Ooh," and shit. I open my eyes, but like very faintly. I see Miss K running towards me. I was scared and concerned. She yells at everybody to go to class and all that shit. And then she told one of her 6-hour students to buzz the office. And then she walked around, found my glasses, and she sat me up, gave me a hug, and asked if I was okay. I was like, I don't know. I heard the urge to throw up, so I just backed away. I got into a corner, thinking I was gonna green out. But thank God I didn't. And she saw me and asked me what happened. I told her everything. And a few minutes later, the principal came, and we were called Mr. Grouper. So Mr. Grouper came to me and asked me what happened. And I pretty much had to tell him everything again. And then he helped me up and dragged me to the office because it was super hard to walk, so I pretty much put one arm around him while he did most of the walking. I still dragged my feet as well. And then all the way to the office, some other teacher came and asked what happened. He was a nice guy before I got taken by Mrs. K. But yeah, it's whatever. So then, yeah, I was pretty much on the way to the office. I was like crying like crazy. I was like, what the fuck's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And everything. I kept saying, please don't tell my parents. Please don't tell my parents. Don't tell my parents. I'll do anything. I'll do anything. And then we were almost to the office. And then my first our teacher came, which we'll call Mr. Bald. So Mr. Bald was getting ready to go home. And he saw me and was all concerned, asking Mr. Grouper what happened. And we told him everything. And I gotta say something about Mr. Bald. This man is real as fuck. He sacrificed his time where he could be home and his family, just to sit with me and ask me questions of what happened and everything. And it was like an hour or half an hour, I don't remember how long, but it was a pretty long time. I told them the name of the student, Antonio, which they would have found out anyway, there's cameras and shit. But yes, I snitched. But hey, it's whatever. They would have found out anyway. And then he did some work, and then he was suspended for a while. And he was also switched out of my class. For me though, I don't know if I was suspended, but I took a week off school because I didn't want to be embarrassed. I had a swollen black eye. And I don't know why they would call it a black eye. Really, it was just a mix of red and purple. As I promised. Here's a picture of the black eye. Oh, shit! So, I pretty much got to stay home for a week. I did most of my work at home, and then I went back to school. And as soon as I walked into the cafeteria, which is where we would go in the morning, before classes started, everyone started running over to me. And it was great. I've never been the center of attention like that before. I kind of liked it, but when they started asking me questions and all that shit about it, I kind of started not to like it. I told them what happened, and a lot of them stopped fucking with Antonio and asked me if they wanted me to beat his ass. I said no, because it would start more shit, and just leave it dead. That's pretty much what I told them. So for the first few days of me being back, I was pretty much the center of attention. And now everyone thought I was a pussy now, which, that's just great. But it's whatever. Everything went back to normal. It still bugs me from this day that I got an ass beating for him. And I took it like that. And I just let him. But it's whatever. Anyway, it's trivia time! Kinda feels good to let that out, you know? Most people thought I was losing a fight, which I technically did, but I got into another fight later on. It has nothing to do with this. I think I announced it in the last video. Yeah, all I did was just threw one punch and there wasn't really much of a fight, but that's for a future video. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, be sure to subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Yeehaw!